All right, today we are going to repot this Oncidium Sun King. Very much similar to my Orange Kiss. However, if you look, it's got more of the burnt orange up here, and the lip isn't quite as bright. However, she is still gorgeous, or he is still gorgeous, whatever you call your plants. Initially, when I saw him in the store, I thought I just had 2 new growths on it. However, once I got it home and I started soaking it, I counted 6, 7, if you count this spike right here. Can you see it right by my finger? So we have another spike coming, so that's amazing. But I don't have a plastic pot because you guys know I love my plastic pot, so I can look. I don't think this one is big enough. And this is the largest I have right now. However, because these new growths are already producing roots, I want to get it in a media so that they don't dry out and desiccate like they've been doing. Got this one just in case something happens and it splits in 2. Ideally, though, I'm going to pot it in this. This is actually a self-watering pot for a houseplant. And it does have this tray that can come out, but I think I'm going to leave the tray in there just so, one, it can drain any excess, and then there's a little bit of a reservoir. You can kind of see the shadow right here to keep kind of water in there just in, for the overflow, and then also to keep that humidity in there for the roots, because as we know, they don't like to dry out. So I am going to reposition the camera, and we're going to get everything cleaned up and then see what we've got. All right, so let's get out of the pot and see what we have in here. Just gonna squeeze here. So I got this at my local nursery here in Denver, Colorado. It is called Nick's Nursery. And I initially went in there to look for plant stands because I needed some more plant stands and they didn't have any. And as I said in my May haul video, I was like, I'm not going to go look at the orchids. Don't go look at the orchids. Well, of course, I went and looked at the orchids. And then this one here was like, hey, don't you want to take me home? First, I was like, no, I don't want to take you home. You know what? This media that it's in is actually doing really good. And the roots that are inside look amazing. So I am not going to remove this media. I'm just going to leave it and then just pot and put meat in pot around it. So let's just clean up what we have sticking out here first. First thing I'm going to do is pull off some of these sheaths because maybe if I can, you know what, let's just lay her down. Actually, instead of pulling them off, I'm going to just cut off what I can. Again, I'm always talking about the fiskars with the points. These kind of roots are exactly what you would want those for, especially if you're wanting to make sure you're not cutting off more than what you want. So, okay, that one is good. And usually with Oncidiums, what I will do is I go through each and every root to see what's good and what's not. But like I said, most of the desiccated roots are up here at the top where it was sticking out of the pot. So she actually, this root system that she has under the pot is amazing. So let's just see what else we can find in our journey. All right. And an easy way to pull off sheaths is if you just split it in 2. It makes it a lot easier to take them off. And that's all I do is I just split it in half and then they just pop right on off of there. All right, and there's some sheaths here. All right, now let's see. That is desiccated to there. And just keep going through. And I'll probably fast forward through this because I'm going to really take my time and make sure that I get all of the desiccated roots off and clean up all the sheaths and just set her up for the best success. So that's all I'm going to do. Maybe, nope, I lied. I'm going to clip that one there. Okay, and then we've got some root, growing root tips in here as well. So let's get her in her new home. And let's see. This. And I'm just going to put this paper towel right here so I can set the bowl in there. All right, so we're going to set her kind of in the center of the pot so she's got plenty of space to grow, at least for a year or two. Yep, we'll put her right in the center like so. All right, so what I'm going to use to put her in, let me just set this right here for right now. There we go. Is I'm going to use a small fir bark that does have some charcoal and some perlite in it as well. And I'm going to use cocoa husk that I've re-wet. I've already boiled it and cured it and got all the junk out of it to help with retaining moisture instead of using moss, because this does last a little bit longer, doesn't break down as quickly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick some of it down in the holes of the tray that's in here, again to help maybe pull up any excess moisture that might be down in the bottom of the reservoir to help keep moisture in the pot. So let me just put a little bit sprinkled across the top there. I'm hoping that I got enough media and I don't have to stop and get more, because that is always a possibility. Some more cocoa husk, and there we go, and then some fir bark on top of that, and then I'll do the cocoa husk right here where I'm going to set her, where some of her media had fallen out of the bottom, so that she's going directly in. There we go. All right. I feel like I'm not going to have enough, guys. You know what? Let me stop and go get some more media real quick, and then we will continue. All right, so I just went ahead and grabbed my tub that had the cocoa husk in it so that I don't have to stop again. So let's see. We're just going to put her right in the center, and I am going to push this down just a wee bit further. There we go. All right. So where were we? Let's put some more cocoa husk around. And I just am making sure that where the media fell out on her, there is plenty. All right. And let's just pour in the cocoa, the bark. Don't you fall on me, little lady. There we go. And that cocoa husk. She's sitting up too high. All right. That's all right. We'll just use this here to take some out of the center here. Put there so we can set her down. Didn't think that one through, did I? Let's see. If we do that, what does that do? Does that allow, though, for the next growth to be a little bit lower? Let's see. Yep, I think if we do her just right there, she will be just fine. All right, so let me just push that media back up under there to help keep her steady down in the pot. There we go. And then just take some of this media that we just took out and spread it around. Let me move this up some. It's kind of in the way. Turn her around. Is it, guys. What I might do, let me see. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is put some of this cocoa husk in the center right here where there's another new growth coming, just so that its roots have somewhere to go as well. Is it. And then I'm not going to give her a water right now because she has been soaking for, like I said, a couple of hours. But I will water her the next day or so just to make sure that that cocoa husk doesn't dry out. And there we have it. All right, so we've got 7 new growths that we're looking forward to. And then got room on this side to grow. We've got room right here to grow. My only concern is this one here, this new growth growing right here. The next one might grow over the pot. But if I can just train it, kind of force it to stand up a little bit more like that, then perhaps we'll have the room. But we'll wait and see, and that's okay. Let me cut this one off right here real quick. And all right, guys, so if you have this orchid in your collection, let me know. Maybe we can do a care collab on it. Or if you have any questions on this or want me to do a video on any of the other orchids that I have in my collection or house. All right, so it has been a couple of days since we've done the repot, and thought I'd just add this on to the end, but she is still looking pretty good. I did bring her outside to really showcase her. But all the blooms are still looking really, really good. And if we look down into the pot, this is the pot, what it looks like. And as you can see, there's plenty of room right here around the edges for her to grow. And then this is that new growth that I was concerned about. If it shot out another growth, that it was going to go over the side. So I have got this stake here to kind of help push this bulb up to keep her from going this way and kind of encourage her to grow more up. And then I did take the wire and I tied this stake to the one that has the spike on it to kind of help tighten it and hold it up and secure her more in the pot so she's not moving that much. The leaves are not droopy yet, so that's good. I did give her a little bit of water this morning, and then I put this bamboo skewer right in the middle just to kind of keep track of the moisture level. I'll pull it out every other day or so just to see if it's still wet, and if it is, I won't add water because, like I said, this is a self-watering pot that I originally got for a house plant. And I'm sorry about just showing you guys the table. I guess it would be easier if I turned the pot around. I'm looking for the hole. Any other time, it's just, there it is, obviously on the very back. And then I've also been just kind of putting my finger in there because there's a little bit of moisture in there, but not a lot. So hopefully all these new growths will continue to grow and produce. And then that lovely spike has also kind of shot away from the leaf because the other day it was up against the leaf like this, and now it's shot up. So I feel like it's going to go ahead and go on through. And then all the roots still look pretty good. I do miss the ones that are still kind of exposed. If you can see them right there, let me just kind of zoom in a little bit. But some of the roots are still kind of exposed, so I do kind of give them a little spritz every morning just to make sure that they don't dry out and desiccate. So if you guys have any thoughts on this, and I feel like her leaves are a little dark and maybe she's just not getting enough light. So if you kind of feel that same way, let me know and I can move her up a little bit. Obviously not right away. I do want her to kind of settle into her new pot and her new home, and then maybe give her a little more light, or maybe these leaves are just supposed to look like this. But just leave it in the comments down below what you think. And again, if you have this orchid and you want to do a care collab, let me know. Or if you have any other oncidiums that maybe we can share our growing experience with, let me know that as well. And we're just going to leave it on these beautiful, beautiful blooms. Look how gorgeous they look in the sun. Oh my goodness.